I'm going to speak on the side of the agents. Agents are human beings. Ministers from the underworld. These people are missioned. They are sent out by Lucifer. To come, they come from various departments. To carry out different assignments. Now, let me specifically now speak perhaps for the church part. Now, we've had serious, so many experiences of agents. Now, agents are people who have their God. And their God is Lucifer. And with them they know that Lucifer is their God and is God. That's what they know. And they believe in him. Agents are human beings. Which means that if you have no ability to discern them, you are in the biggest trouble. Because you see a human being before you. With you, you treat him as a human being. But yet the one whom you think that has come before you, on top is dressed with the flesh of a human being. But inside of him is another creature. And with him or with her is carrying a mission of the master. He appears before you. You are laughing. You are laughing with him or her. But with him or her is destroying you. You're inviting and giving him or her room. And yet is coming to destroy that very place that you have given him. Now, agents are people with the hearts of Lucifer. Now, remember, how did we turn to become agents? Because remember, you are the first man and woman. Then we have Jesus. These are strong pillars. Now, this woman opened out the way of the other one. Having her God who is Lucifer. Now, their work is, their main work is to fight out whatever belongs to God. Their work is even to kill anything that's good. That you have established on earth. These are agents. Agents, when they get to come, in our experiences here, with the agents, because we had powerful agents who are sitting together with Lucifer and who knew everything concerning underworld. They knew that all the underworld experience they had and so we've had world agents here. Now, these people have the following things. Where there is something new that has appeared, they flock in. They go there. And they gather there. And they become members. And become serious members.
And they begin ministering.
Ne batandikira ddala okuweereza.
And when they begin ministering,
Era ne batandika okuweereza,
they become so good.
bafuuka balungi nnyo.
Some may not even bear any character.
Abamu bayinza okutoolesa mbala yonna.
Why?
Lwaki?
They do not want to be understood.
Kubanga tebaagala
They
kuzuulibwa.
seal themselves
Beebikkirira
not to be understood.
batere balema
They
okubategeera.
cover themselves
Beebikka
because they are always made. Do not make sure that you open up.
kubanga basikirirwa togezaako okwebikkula.
Make sure that you are so good.
Kakasa nti oli mulungi nnyo.
Whatever you do, do it in time.
Byonna by'okola bikolere ddala mu
Be
budde.
well disciplined
Beera wa mpisa nnyo
while you are with them.
ng'oli nabo
While you are with them,
oba ng'oli mu bo.
make sure that you do everything.
Nti buli kimu okikola
Whatever they tell you, do
buli
it
kyonna kye bagamba okola kikole.
and keep time.
Kuuma obudde,
Do it in time.
kikolere mu
Make sure
budde.
that you gain good name.
Kakasa nti ozimba erinnya eddungi.
That's agent number one.
Kye kisooka ku ba agenti.
Now, as they do this,
Mu kukola bino
they are those with the long-term mission.
batera okubeera ku long term mission.
Long-term mission. Whereby can come and even spend with you 5 years
Ayinza n'okujja n'amala naawe emyaka 5
without you describe or getting to know anything.
nga gwe tonaba kubeerako n'ekyozuulo oba
And is
kyolaze
there with you.
naye ng'ali awo naawe.
And while with you,
Ate bw'aba ng'ali naawe
but the moment it moves out like
naye
this,
bw'afulumamu bw'ati
communication with the Lucifer
awuzanya ne Lucifer
goes and does other things.
n'agenda n'akola ebintu
That
ebirala
serves Lucifer
aweereza
to
Lucifer
keep the network.
okukuuma omulongooti.
Other agents,
Ba agenti
when
abalala
they come,
bwe bajja
their mission,
bajja ne
when
mission
they become good,
bwe bafuuka
they
abalungi
are given opportunities to begin serving.
baweebwa omwaganya okutandika
Now,
okuweereza.
when they gain positions of
Bwe
service,
bafuna ekifo mu buweereza
then they use those places
bakozesa ebifo ebyo
to begin destroying.
okutandika ozikiriza.
They begin planting
Batandika okusimba
that of Lucifer.
ekya Lucifer.
They interchange the system of God
Bawandiisa sisimu za Katonda
and they put their system from the other.
ne basimba sisimu zaabwe ez'emagombe.
These are agents.
Bano be ba agenti.
They teach others their practices from the underworld.
Bayigiriza abaala ebikolwa byayo eby'emagombe.
These ones, if they have had mercy because they want to change the system,
Bano be babanga babadde n'okusaasira olw'okubanga baagala okukyusa sisitimu.
that one comes. Take an example if you are having a prayer altar.
Okugeza abanga mulina ekyoto ekyokusaba.
You give them to lead the altar.
Obawa okulembera ekyoto
They come,
ne bajja
begin praying,
ne batandika osaba.
and immediately they establish the altar of Lucifer.
Awo wennyini bakolerezaawo ekyoto kya Lucifer.
If you bring them into the choir,
Bw'obayingiza mu kwaya oba mu bayimbi
they will come there,
bajja kujjayo
introduce their dressing code,
banjule ennyambala yaabwe
introduce their dancing,
era batandika amazina gaabwe.
rare dance.
Amazina gaabwe agatali ga bulijjo.
Those ones are in ministry. Others, when you tell them now to be the ones organizing the church,
Ate abalala bateeka mu kifo eky'okuteekateeka kanisa.
they will organize it or clean it and set it according to the order of the other.
Bagirongoosa ne bagiteekateeka nga oda y'emagombe bw'eri.
Others, they will introduce the practices of immorality.
Ate abalala banjula ebikolwa eby'obwenzi.
They will stir up those who are coming out from Jezebel's kingdom.
Bakoleeza abaava mu bwakabaka bwa Yezeberi.
They come and they begin steering and connecting one.
Bajja ne batandika obakoleeza nga bakola.
If they don't engage people direct
Bwe batakikola na bantu mu buliwo
in the practices of sexual immorality,
mu bikolwa eby'obwenzi,
They will stimulate people in the acts of masturbation. They steer them in their thoughts. They connect you. The moment you just look at that person like this, they have the magnetic force. So you just find when you have been married, you have been naked down. Those are the agents. Now they have introduced immorality. When it comes to the section of finances, they can come with the giving back. That can make sure that they have introduced the finances, which will make you loosen up. And you connect directly with Lucifer. Then you begin moving. You begin moving, loving money so much. You begin loving money so much, and you go off track. They can cause you be drained in finances. Whereby you come to the point where finances are no longer there. You begin struggling in ministry, but you don't see finances. They have drained you. Now at that time, you will be brought to submit to them. At the same time, agents come and they begin going through ministers who are pillars in the church. They go and they begin connecting one and they take them. Connect one and they take them off. They connect one and they take them off. That's their work. Why? Make sure that the work of God does not stand. This week, I was being shown some of my fellow friends whom we went with in the desert. Some of them spent much more years than I was. 7 years of experience, 4 years in the desert, 6 years. I remember those who are in Luero with Pastor Flores. Pastor Flores was where the team of those where Pastor came from. Sister Mary, Mama Joy.
Florence,
Time came when we get to realize, that Pastor Flores has been unimpressed, overturned, the church system corrupted. Now, can you imagine? Let me give you this example. Because these people I'm speaking about, they were great people. They were not simple. They were strong. These were strong pillars who spoke to God, who met God. And as we speak today, we don't know where Pastor Flores is. They undressed her, dashed her off. Now let me tell you this, how these people access this thing. The same way that I'm going to bring you in. I'm coming to you. Ministers, pay attention. Because that is where we are heading. Now, Pastor Flores opened the door so much, and so many people came. Many members came, but not knowing the members who had come. Now the biggest number of them were from Adam. They were sent out angels, ministers of Lucifer, to come and leave the altar. Pastor was one of them, so close to Pastor Flores, regarded as a daughter. The first day, that our king, while he was still in the days down there, before he came here, Pastor Florence was with us. Then she told me that my daughter who I love so much, you know, people are pursuing her so much. They are fighting her. I always take her to my house to keep her there so that she's safe. She's the one who is coming. And she's going for a mission in Busoga. So they came. Then she told me she has come. While I was in prayer, and I saw a lady coming, and she was putting on a gomesi. And when she came, where they are making the crusade there, she came together with a huge snake. And this snake remained there, waiting for her. And with her she came to our house. I was seeing her. So we began talking. So time came. And I told her she was going for the mission in Busoga. She slept that night. And when she slept, she was going the following day. That day, at 11 p.m., we had a small store by our veranda. We see by the door, by the window, two huge pushcarts. We have never seen this type of pushcarts. They were there. But because we have already known the agents, they moved together with the pushcarts. Then we had good, well-boiled water. And we baptized them with hot water. We targeted, and the pushcart made a noise like a human being. The following day, before she went, I said, let's pray for her. I wanted to see what was in her. And I prayed. Just summarized the prayer. And I saw a creature that was inside her. And I kept quiet. This is a minister who was standing by the side of the pastor. And she went for her mission. And I remained shaking my head. And I said, are these the ministers Pastor Florence is having? So as she went, I believe she went and joined together with her big guy who was the biggest snake. She is going for a mission, but the creatures that are guarding her is a huge snake, is a huge pushcat, but they are the key ministers in the church. She went and did her mission in Busoga and Kamuli. Pastor Deborah ends up her time with us. She felt going back to church. So time came when her walks back from Kamuli. She was going back. And did you think that she had gone for a mission? In Busoga. She had gone for a permit. Why? Because Pastor Deborah was with us in prayer. And they told her that this woman has got an extra man. Now you people have to be empowered to the level where she has gone in order to bring her down. So time comes, hour comes back. She reaches town. She was meant to be given transport. And those people failed to raise transport. So she got stuck in town. When Pastor Deborah said, since we have pastor in Kampala there.
Ngabe tulina omusumba e Kampala.
You go there and while be praying there.
Gende Kampala obeere ng'osabira eyo.
When we get transport, we shall say.
Naafuna ez'entambula tujja kuweereza.
Then we began to pray. 1 week, 2 weeks. When we began to pray, then we began to see who she is. We began to see who she is. Well, this is not a normal human being. And she had to burst out and spoke everything. Told us everything. Who she was. We had to report to Pastor Deborah that your member was with your minister. He is not a normal human being. Pastor Deborah had never known that. And she spoke of everything that they had been doing there in the church. Ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about agents who are human beings as you sit. And within everything, we reported how she went up to capture some people there. And how they went up with other team establishing altars there. Who she was at about. But Pastor was a very strong minister in Busoga in Kamuli. A key minister who led various ministries. But in that kind of situation, being the one who sits with the Lucifer underworld in the altar, being the wife of Lucifer. But nobody had never known. But this was a minister. And people loved her so much. I'm speaking about agents. Present with us. Agents in that kind of situation. We began to pray. And we prayed. Sometime later on, other team came from Luwe. They were headed for another mission. Then one were there, they came here, we prayed for them. When we saw like this, they were carrying alongside with them boosters of Lucifer with them. You see them with the heads of Lucifer. These were key ministers who pastor again had to select them. These are key ministers who are going for the mission. By why we are here, we are saying these are key ministers of Lucifer. How did they gain access in the church and become they became powerful like that? Agents. Agents. Because when time came, we went on examining and evaluating them. With how you say time came after almost 3 months, coming to 4 months of praying for her in the universe. So many agents, of course, came. So many agents came. People, so many of them came. Because they knew where we were. They don't get lost. I remember one day, a gentleman came from Lucida. He had a huge belly like this. While we were there, we said, Pastor knocking. Pastor, there's a pastor who is here. Then we went to attend. And this man welcomed him. He was looking for a prayer place. And when he entered, Then began sharing his story. So we began counseling him and praying. But initially what he said, that he had come. There was a place where he was looking for. There was another order that they had established before us there. By city quality there. So with us we are behind there, this one is in front of us. In order not to divert people. So this man comes. He had miscalculated. He came on the wrong day. And then those people were gathering on Thursday. So with him we came 8 on Tuesday. So miscalculation. He lands us. Then in that we began praying for him. When we began praying, God opens my eyes to see. On his head, he was having horns. And I looked at him, what is that I'm seeing on your head? Then upon knowing that I'd seen him, he got out of the seat very fast, knelt down and laid up his head. I knew that today I've landed in the wrong place. I told me churches where he was going. Even that place there, he was coming for empowerment. They landed on us. They don't get lost. So many agents came along. Not only them. Even when we came here, so many agents. Now, after dealing out with the pastor from they hit her properly, stripped her everything. There. This is what the agents do. They can destroy you completely. Now, we've had so many agents here. If they don't sympathize with you, they can claim your life. They hit you financially. They hit the ministry. With the person, they can even destroy the marriage. They can inflict you with the sickness. That's what they can do. I never want one being sent from where? Those ends of Namugongo. After destroying the church, they made sure they hit, they destroyed. There was one of the popular and the powerful minister who was racing around in Namugongo. And I remember that church, I had heard of it. The pastor was coming and was getting popular and he was very effective. They sent so many agents. They entered there. And they began. And what they did, the same thing. They went and caused confusion within the ministers. And they made divisions. So powerful ministers that were united in the church, they got divided. And others went away. Went and started the church. Others began fighting the pastor. They were there inside. They are interceding. They are the ones in the altar praying. They are the ones who are very close to pastor. They even went to their family, the pastor's family. And they began interceding from there. Agents are not simple preachers. After this, they brought the pastor down. They hit the church. Confusions, battles rose. People were running away. People would no longer come to church. Fights. As if that was not enough. They went and hit pastor's family. Divided pastor with the wife. The wife backs away and goes. They hit the pastor with the sickness. And inflicted him with sickness. And the church got wrapped up. They wrapped up everything. They wrapped up. That one, they just finished up everything. They folded everything. They even chased them from the place because they were still renting out of the place. Now that lady there, after that greater mission of hers, was being sent to Nakuru. Lucifer told her, you're going to Nakuru. There is one person who is called Pr Keffah. You have done this greater mission here. I want you to go there. She was there. And they brought Pr Keffah. And told Lucifer, I'm not going. And you send me here. We had another altar there too. That was also hit. That altar was so bad. It was bringing people like this. It was shaking the entire Mutungo. Joy was the one leading. And Justin. This woman went. And while she was there, in prayer, praying, she burst us one day and said, the truth is, I was sent to them. But when I saw Pr Keffah, I said, I'm not welcome again. And I decided to come. But I am They hit that altar there. Those of us I don't joy. They went there and gathered there. Those of us who are told that lady, I don't know how many of them. All of them were there. This was not like this. One day I happened to go there with the team. Finding the place, I see the altar outside there. I said, I will see another altar. What's happening here? I see an opening of the other one there. Some of these people are the ones who they transferred after hitting that altar. They transferred them to the wall. Those like Kato. The others who knew Naguru. Agents have been here also doing, and they are still here with us, doing the very thing that I've spoken. Now take note of this. As we're having still agents within us, and they're still coming, because we're going to deal with the agents. Ministers, get out of the sleeping ground. Get out of taking things for granted. They come and you see something is being stirred up. They have had so many attempts here. So many. You saw them in finances, they tried. They tried so much. Last week I spoke about finances. When the groups goes out not to give. Not to give their money. They are going to bow down so that they will give them the systems now. Up to now, other people are not back to give. They have stayed. They say no. Others, they try to come here tonight and set altars, do other things here, but still, they have tried every way. They tried the entire system here. This is this agency. They tried to pull out ministers here working here. And took them away. Pull them and took them away. Hit them. That is their work. But still, whatever they have been trying, others they end up bursting out. When they see that what they were doing has not managed to come home. They burst out and they abused the entire system. Agents are now present. People on earth have been made to serve honor. Their service always is to Lucifer. I'm speaking this, ministers, whenever you hear anything like this. And you see this person here. Whenever he passes like this, you see lust getting out. Know that this is an agent who has been sent to you. When this one comes and preaches to you the way of disobedience, wake up very fast. Speak out these people. Because right now we have the agents who we know. Now let me tell you this. One of the things that God warned me of was this. Africans, they get off very fast. They don't pursue things, they are not consistent. That's why the other one has been able to manipulate and succeed. And that's why you see that some of these agents managed to come here. They came on. We knew them. And we kept our minds on them. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, other to 8 years, other to 10 years. We couldn't move our attention. We kept on pursuing them. Why? With them they know that the heads of Africans are shallow. They get off from them fast from them. So the moment you get off from them, then they begin establishing them. They begin planting them. Now they found here that we don't put off our minds from them. So that's why I said that others, they end up, they begin quarreling, they abuse, and they go. Agents. Pay attention to yourself. Because as I speak, these agents have been set out. We are now in the second week. Agents have been released. And when they come, like here, they find some of those who are agents. When they reach here, they saw the life from the other side was different. And they saw the life from God's side is good. And they changed. They said that how we quit the life of Lucifer. The life of God is good. Because things changes. By now the life of Lucifer, desperate these people. We saw here this week that those ones who came from we saw the agents here. All the salivas are coming up. Very dark and smelling. But you find them, they are sticking to Lucifer. We prayed the other day. Yesterday but one. When this one came, the face was changing. Salivas were no longer coming. But I've been sent as an agent commission. Now when these other agents come, and they find some of the agents here, what they said here when they have changed, they again rekindle these ones. They talk to them. They just rekindle them so that they get back. Agents are the ones, tricky creatures. We have to be knowledgeable. We remember one day, like we have Nakalema here. One day she woke up and she told us that there is a powerful agent who is coming. This agent is being sent to Pr. But she's there in still old Kampala. But he's coming. Hi. The next time. Again she said, she has crossed there. She's now there around Nakasero. So when she spoke the second statement, then God told me, that woman is luring your attention off from her. So that you put attention on the person who is coming and you give her room to begin operating. I called the ministers. And they told the ministers, don't remove your attention from this one. This one here is creating room to begin operating. And we set our attention on that. And you saw what began manifesting. Did we see the other one? Nobody came. The way of Jesus. Jesus is a typical agent. He kept on telling people, be careful with those Pharisees, those religious leaders. Be careful with them. And they left him openly doing everything. An immoral woman comes before him. He goes at night to set altars every night. Nobody there to know him. They put their attention on the Pharisees and he operated at large. This is the way of agents. Let's bring our attention seriously and give keen attention. And also you who knows that I know I have the seed of an agent. Make sure that your eyes of prayer are high and transform. While knowing that Lucifer does not pay anything, you know the reward of Lucifer. You know the reward. You know how he pays his masters, his members. You know what he does. Now we need to deal with this pathway, with this act of the agent. Well, the first woman, the seed of the agent, being servants of Lucifer, have not gone outside. To those who shed blood outside, who go alongside the ways to shed blood, but I was spoken about those in it. If you also know that have not been knowing that an agent, pay attention to yourself. Because Lucifer will claim your life. All begin claiming from your life and the lives of your life. Let me tell you this. You will not spare your life. If you have not known that the place where you are is an informed place, then you are risking your life. You not think that you are in another place while you have been going there. And you jump and you bring bishops, you bring priests, and you bring reverends, and you bring this, and you get off their hearts and their souls and take them. And you sip on their blood. This time they will end up sipping on your own blood. People hate Lucifer. Hate Lucifer. Hate the works of Lucifer. And we have to warn you before time. You know very well that I have the seed of the agent. I have to do more. So as we deal with this act of a human nature who is serving the underworld, from the first woman to the man, then to Jesus, the line of agents, because so many now, they have established churches, They are ministers. And they have even gained popularity. And they are sacrificing people. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to address the issues of this world. And we mean that. But the number of senses will begin within us. And let's open now our senses much more. Extra. And some other observations that have been seen there, you keep quiet. Get out of the silence now. At least if you sense from any other member, share with another minister. I've seen this. Again, I saw this in this passion. Help me and also put observation. So that we observe this. There is what we are fighting out now. Is serious operation. We have lessened ourselves. But right now we are up back. And we are putting up our much of our effort on the human nature of agents. And all our eyes now are loose open. We had one in our house. After bringing her, she was a problem to her mother. Even in their family, they grew. She became a problem. The churches, they are praying, but they fasted, but they when she came here, we prayed. She got delivered. After getting delivered, her life gets better. At the home, at the night, she could wake up, wanted to go and make her own. Whenever we switch off the TV like this, when there is silence, you see her opening the door slowly. Now when she opened the door, at times she finds me now standing like a guy. She gets shocked. Then she begins now whatever again, pretending. She goes out. 2 minutes. She comes back. Agents do not relate people, ladies and gentlemen. Even though they take good life, the sin still comes. We have made serious observations on her. But remember, we have drawn her from there. Her life has changed now. Why should we be appreciating God? That my life is now changed. I have good life now. But still, she wanted to do something for us. People, let's not take off our heads from these agents. They don't relate, they don't get off. Agents, even though these people have been thrown out, when they leave here, they begin again. They just like they don't get off from the mission. So, agents, they are those who are by knowing and they do what they know. It's only few when they turn their heads because they don't want to serve Lucifer. And they serve unknown. Like 1%. But the biggest number. So, people, we have to get serious with the agents. Because their lives are always bad. But as we revise also ourselves as a person, because our making is the making that we have to serve Lucifer. Through the first woman.